be good to go, and then at half I'll just hop on and send it to the commercials.
Okay, no pregame.
No, we won't worry about it.
And we're College Cast?
Yeah,
okay.
On the Panther Sports Network.
Oh, Panther Sports Network.
But on College Cast, so either works.
Okay.
We welcome you to Greenville, Illinois here at H.J. Long Gymnasium. I'm Tyler Rosen. Alongside me this afternoon is Buzz Swanston as the Gorlocks of Webster University come into town to take on the Greenville Panthers. And Buzz, it's going to be a different looking Panther team. Only 8 available players after some COVID protocols really knocked out a big chunk of the roster. And really that is an advantage that Greenville has had over a lot of teams, is the depth. Not going to have it tonight.
Yeah, that's interesting. This will be my first Panther basketball action, so I was really looking forward to seeing them fly up and down the court, which I think they'll still try, but with limited to 8 players, that could get a little bit tough.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a flashback to Tuesday night, Greenville opened up conference play here in Slack. It was a loss, making it 7 straight coming into tonight. But, Buzz, they were down and down again, came back a number of times, actually had a couple good looks. Romello Ball did in the corner to tie the game up. Just got away from an opening night loss in Slyack play to Principia. They'll look to get back on the right track. But again, as we mentioned, and we'll probably mention again, it's a team that's going to be very shorthanded against a Webster roster that looks full.
Yeah, they've got everybody, I believe. 14 players ready to go compared to the 8 for the Panthers. And yeah, it'll just be fun to see how the Panthers decide to handle this, because it will be different than what they normally do, where they're shuffling 5 guys at a time.
Absolutely, and one thing that the Panthers can really try and exploit and take advantage of is the fact that Webster's opponents are shooting 45% from the field and almost 43% from beyond the arc. And if you know Greenville, you know they like to put up a lot of shots, not only beyond the arc, but in general. So if they can get them to fall, it could be a long night for the Gorlocks. But again, we'll see. We'll turn it over to the PA for the prayer and national anthem.
Lord God, we thank you for the gift of sports. Let our actions today reflect your character and grace as we enjoy the gift of athleticism. We thank you for the opportunity to host Webster University on our campus, and we pray for the safety and protection of all, both on and off the court. We pray that we might honor you in all that we do, but especially through the demonstration of humility, patience, and self-control. May what we do here assist us in becoming better disciples in our journey of faith in Christ. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able for the playing of our national anthem.
We welcome you back. We'll bring you the starters as we hear them from the PA in Webster's first Slyack game of the season. And getting the start, Javon Nugent, 6'2" guard out of Sunrise, Florida.
For Greenville, a senior from Sacramento, California, number 2,
Kenneth Cooley, the senior guard out of Sacramento, will get a start for Greenville.
For Webster, a sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee, number 3, Jason Coleman.
Jason Coleman also getting the start, number 3, 6-foot guard out of Memphis, Tennessee.
A senior from St. Louis, Missouri, number 3, Romello.
Romello Ball, the senior out of Parkway Central, will get this start at Greenville. He had a pretty good game, finished with a double-double on Tuesday night.
Number 12, Win Brown.
Win Brown, another junior out of Memphis, Tennessee, for Webster, gets the start.
Senior from Chicago, Illinois, number 4.
Number 4, Cam Urban, junior guard out of Chicago IL, gets the start. He also had a pretty good game, finishing 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 steals Tuesday night.
Number 21,
Rodson Etne, graduate, coming back for another year of basketball out of West Palm Beach, gets the start for the Gorlocks. Jared Johnson, coming off a 25-point performance Tuesday night, will get a start for Greenville. 7 rebounds to go along with that. Rounding out the starters for Webster, Carl Moore, number 34, plays a combo forward center position, 6'4", 215, freshman out of Jennings. And this rounding out the starters for the Greenville Panthers, the freshman out of Madrid, Carlos Crespo, will start today. Again, it's a light Panthers roster, just 3 subs to work with. And Buzz, you know, head coach Dr. George Barber's not going to make any excuses for his team, and he's going to expect them to play hard for 40 minutes. And, well, that's what this team does, whether full roster or not.
We've got 2 experienced coaches. You mentioned Dr. Barber in his 22nd year, and Chris Bunch, the head of the Gorlocks, head coach there, in his 20th year. So some really experienced coaches here, and if something's a little bit different than normal, those are the kind of people that can handle it.
Absolutely. And also, you mentioned Chris Bunch in his 20th season. Longtime assistant coach as well, Chris O'Connell, in his 10th year at Webster, will sit right next to Coach Bunch on the bench as both teams out on the floor and ready for the tip. It's going to be Carl Moore and Kenneth Cooley, won by Moore and the Gorlocks. So the Gorlocks will slow things up and see how they try and exploit. It looks like Greenville's going to go in a zone to start. Almost lost it. Kick back out. Nice drive into the lane for 2 goes Jason Coleman to start the scoring, a 2-0 lead for Webster.
Yeah, good drive past the light defense that time.
And now pass picked off, a turnover for Greenville on their first possession, but get it right back as Crespo comes down the floor, and he's going to be fouled. As they're going to get Rodson Etienne with a reach there. He didn't agree with it, but he was all over Crespo. And Buzz, the offensive look for Greenville, and again, maybe we shouldn't be too surprised with the roster size today. A bit slower, not as up-tempo as normal, actually getting in sets offensively. Swung out to the corner. 3 is blocked, and then last touch by Etienne out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Panthers, 19 on the shot clock, 19-18 left to play in the first half.
That was Win Brown Jr. with the block in the corner.
And he's skied up to get that shot block from Cam Urban. Kicked out to the wing. Crespo for 3, no good. Left it short off the rim, but a nice rebound there by Jared Johnson.
That's one thing I noticed. Greenville actually has more offensive rebounds than defensive.
Yeah, absolutely. And they attack the glass. A nice 2 there to tie things up as we move under 19 to play.
Yeah, so instead of the full court press, they're going to do the half court zone, which makes sense.
Absolutely. You got to save some energy here, and we'll see if Coach Barber isn't maybe a little more selective when he turns it up a bit for his team. But they still play a very high-pressure defense, and they're working the zone now. Work down low. Nice spin, going up strong. Can't connect. On the shot there was Carl Moore. Here's Johnson. Gives it up to Ball. Ball hits the deck. They're going to get a foul on the floor. Looks like they're going to get Win Brown. They will, yeah. Brown just got caught a bit behind, and Ball takes his time, because he did hit the deck kind of hard there. And getting caught in the corner was Cooley. His pass was deflected, and now the Gorlocks move down the floor. Facing some contact, staying with it, staying strong, but misses. As Nugent gets his own rebound, goes back up strong. Had about 3 looks there, Buzz. Finally got it.
Yeah, nice job. It actually good offensive rebound in position, and that's what you want to do under the basket. Take it right back up, force them to either foul you or you get the hoop.
And now Crespo took a dribble, went for the mid-range. His shot was blocked, that one by Moore. So the Gorloks defense showing up early. Now worked into the wing. Faking that was Brown. Kicks it back out. Here's Coleman. Worked down low. Nice move. Hesitation then going up strong. There was Moore for 2. It's a 6-2 Webster lead.
Good position under the basket. They blocked his defender off behind him. They got the lob over the top.
Yeah, and just really good hesitation. Good find. And now Greenville in a hole early. Pull-up jumper good from Johnson. Jared Johnson having a hot start. 6-4 is the Webster lead. As the Gorloks take their time trying to exploit the zone. Good passing out in the wing. 3 a bit strong off the back of the iron. Ball comes down with it. Pull up 3. Short off the front of the rim, but rebounded there by Kenneth Cooley. Nice rebound there. Worked it back down low to ball. Sent out into the corner. Now being hassled is Johnson. Tried to throw it off. It looked like Etienne. Etienne with good hands there to hold the possession.
Yeah, they doubled in the corner. He got himself in trouble there, and no escape.
Now shot from the wing, left short. 3 there coming from Jason Coleman. He's a bit shy on that. Deep 3, Irvin hesitated, then just had to get rid of it. Pass was picked off. Now going the other way, thought about slamming it home, decided to just lay it up, was Coleman. And it's an 8-4 lead for the Gorloks, 16:08 to play in this first half.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't slam. That's part of a lot of their warm-up were dunks.
Absolutely. Is stepping back there as Kenneth Cooley gets a nice bucket to cut the lead to 2. You mentioned the dunks we saw from Webster, quite the opposite on the other end of the floor during warm-ups. As Greenville, I don't think they took a step inside the three-point line.
Yeah.
And now driving to the basket is Brown and hesitates, goes up strong with the right. Gets it to fall. It's a 4-point lead for the Gorloks. His ball brings it down the floor. Johnson, shot no good, rattled out. Tipped around, and Etienne's going to come down with it and win Brown to lead the charge.
Yeah, Nugent with a nice play there. Couldn't get the rebound himself, but knew where his teammate was.
And now quick hands defensively leads to an opportunity the other way. Pull-up 3 is good. Cam Irvin brings the Panthers within 1 with 15 left to play in this first half.
That's what you're used to seeing, that 3-ball.
Absolutely. Romello Ball hops in the passing lane, gives it up to Jared Johnson. He drives into the lane, goes up strong with the right for 2. The Panthers take a lead. Coach Bunch has seen enough for the moment. He calls a timeout. What a run by the Panthers here, Buzz.
That's a lot of 2-point baskets, but it was interesting. At the beginning of the game, they were driving into lane and then dishing out to the 3-point, which I think is their normal style. But they're finding open shots in there for 2. Go ahead and take them. And they're successful with it, and now drawing the foul here, that'll be good.
I think this is a 7-2 run that Greenville's built up to take a 1-point lead. First lead of the afternoon with 14:54 to play. And a good run, and really, you know, maybe you see a team that normally plays so fast, so up-tempo, in your face, maybe dialing it back a bit might throw them off. Not right now, as Greenville started to figure it out, and really defensively is where it's been.
Right, you're right. And they've each team with 3 turnovers, but they've done a nice job there on the defensive end, and like you said, with 8 players, they can't full court press the whole game like they usually do. So the half court still puts pressure on the shooters, and you still have a little up tempo there that's forcing the action.
And really love going with the 2-3 zone look too. Really allows you to still play that up tempo defensive style while not pressing all the way, getting caught in some bad spots. As we work with under 15 to play in this first half. Webster with a 1-point lead, or 1-point deficit coming out of the timeout rather. Work down low. Moore collects. Finally gets around, hesitated a bit, and then gets it up and in.
Yeah, they're going to have a problem keeping Moore off the glass down there.
Yeah, not much size in today's roster for Greenville, so Webster might want to work that down low. Ball took some contact, no call, and they're going to say last touch by Romello Ball. And so it'll go back to Webster, and checking into the game, it's going to be Mark Moore, and coming out is going to be Ronson Etienne.
Mark Moore, a 5'8" sophomore from Hillsboro, Missouri.
So a couple of short guards in for Webster right now between him and Wynn Brown. Romello Ball comes up with another steal. Driving is Johnson, went up, faced some contact, couldn't get it to fall, but the defender was straight up. He wanted a foul, though.
Yeah, I think good no call.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to let him play, let the game get physical a bit. And another turnover committed by Webster in a steal, this time by Jared Johnson.
I don't think Coach Bunt's happy with the turnover rate here.
No, out to Crespo in the corner and got the defender Jason Coleman up in the air. Not a shooting foul. It is a foul nonetheless. And 20 seconds on the shot clock. As Malcolm Loge comes into the game, he's going to take out Jason Coleman, who just committed the foul.
Yeah, that was a knee to the head. He was flying to make that block.
Kicked out to the wing. Johnson drives. Good drive in the finger roll for two.
Beauty.
Well, Johnson, we mentioned it in the open, 25 points Tuesday night, 7 rebounds to go along with it. He's a really good all-around player. And now we get a whistle at the other end. We're going to get a hold. And they're going to get Cam Irvin. That'll be his first. And first for the Panthers, I believe, as well.
Yes, it is.
With 13:29 to play here in the first half. Mark Moore, deep three, no good. Rebound to Moore. He had it deflected, and he's a big man, can't bring that ball down like that. Now coming down the floor. Romello Ball lost track of where he was on the floor. Caught it out of bounds, so back to Webster.
Well, if you're going to stay outside that three-point arc when you get down near the corner there's not a lot of room for you.
No, there's not. His ball got lost a bit there. It's a turnover. And still a 1-point lead. Deep three, no good. That shot coming from Wynn Brown.
Well, when you take that three-point shot, they're long rebounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And
nice feed.
Good find there from Johnson. He gets Bell. Easy lay-in for two. A 3-point lead for the Panthers. 15-12 with just under 13 to play in the first half. It might not be the style we're used to, but it's still a fun brand of basketball to watch as the crowd's into it, driving into the lane and hanging up in the air. Nice play there by Bryce Woolridge. As he cuts the Panther lead to 1. Ball goes behind the back, gives it up to Johnson. Work down low. Kenneth Cooley spins, now goes up with the left, and then hits the deck. No call. There was some contact, but now Webster works down the floor the other way. Corner three, up, no good, left it short. Did Loge. Now Jared Johnson brings it up the floor. Ball, looked like maybe he was going to step into one. Now gives it up, Irvin, the deep three, no good from the wing, tipped back out. What a nice play. Right back out to Irvin, he missed again, left it short this time.
Well, he's a good 4 feet behind the arc there. He's not shy about taking that long three.
Absolutely, and that's where this Greenville team slips into that typical style. And now we get a foul on the floor. As looks like they're going to get Kenneth Cooley. Yep, they're going to get Cooley second for the Panthers, first for Cooley. Still no substitutions for the Panthers up to this point. As we'll get you the other players available, and it's going to be Caleb Carter and Samuel Sitt, as well as Nick Boyer. Those are the three on the bench for the moment. Inbounds to Loge, now worked in the corner to Mark Moore, who gives it right back. Nice move inside the paint, can't get it to fall, tipped around, and Ball comes up with a long rebound. Romello Ball pushes, drives, and stepped out. Good defense there by the Gorlocks. That was Hawkins and Smith combining to force Ball stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, Ball tried that little hesitation move to get around him and got a step, but not enough.
Yeah, he got worked too far outside along the baseline, stepped out. Now Mark Moore, another deep three, off the back of the iron.
Well, I would say at this point the Gorlocks have shot more threes than the Panthers.
And neither team really having much success from beyond the arc at the moment. And now a foul on the floor. Looks like they're going to get Malcolm Loge.
You are correct.
Webster University, number 2, Malcolm
His
Lowe,
first, team's fourth.
foul game.
Still a few fouls away from the bonus.
11:03 left. Oh,
Mello's pass, inbounds pass picked off right away. Long outlet pass, can't connect, is bringing the pressure there was Kenneth Cooley. Loose ball, it'll stay with Greenville.
yeah, you got to like Cooley's hustle to get down there and put some pressure on that layup.
Absolutely, looked like it was going to be an easy two. Webster retake the lead, but Cooley sticking with it defensively. After it was Nate Jones who came up with the turnover on the inbounds pass. Now Kenneth Cooley from the free throw line, no good, off the rim. Rebound to Nate Jones, and now Webster will look to push the floor and retake the lead. Mark Moore deep from the wing again. Well, third time's a charm as he knocks that one down. It's a 2-point lead for Webster. And now Mello Ball needs someone to inbound it to. Has to go with the long inbounds pass. And coming up to receive that was Cam Irvin, so miscommunication there. Cooley stands at the free throw line, faces, now drives. His shot is blocked. This time it was by Jadis Smith. As Webster looks to push down the floor. It's Hawkins now. Worked it to Jones, going to get a foul on the floor. It looks like we're going to get a substitution for Greenville, and it's going to be Nick Boyer. And they're going to take out Kenneth Cooley. That's his second, and normally, Buzz, you wouldn't think too much of that in the first half, but when your bench isn't all that deep, you're going to have to be really, really smart about substitutions.
Yeah, and Cooley had a tough assignment trying to take on the big man down inside.
Johnson steps back for three. He knocked it down. Greenville retakes the lead, 18-17, under 10 to play in this first half. Nate Jones works it out. Mark Moore thought about it. Now kicks it back out. Three from the wing, no good from Malcolm Logue. Ball tracks down the rebound. Long bounce pass up. Crespo hesitates. Now back out. Three by Boyer, no good. And rebounded by Webster. And coming down with that was Jada Smith, who outlets it up to Logue. And his pass picked off. Another turnover. Now Romello Ball drives. His shot is blocked. Is getting that was Jada Smith again. Now Nate Jones drops it in. Thought he was going to flush that one.
Yeah, I did too.
And with under 9, we're going back and forth. It's 19-18. Cam Irvin, deep three from the wing. No good off the rim. Tracking that was Crespo, and going to say last touch off of Webster as Crespo comes up limping a bit. And we talk about the fouls that you don't need if you're Greenville. You certainly don't need an injury today as well. Ball works it into Crespo, who spins off the glass and in.
That was too easy off an inbound to get that down on the low block with no pressure whatsoever on that shot.
Crespo just sat in between three Gorlock defenders, and probably the easiest bucket he'll have all night. And now a deep three from the wing. Nothing but net from Stephen Hawkins. As the Gorlocks go back up by 2. Irvin drives. Going to get a block. And going to say he's in the restricted area. As we get a substitution, Carl Moore will come back into the game. As taking that foul is going to be on Jada Smith. And Cooley will come back in for the Panthers. He'll take out Nick Boyer.
That is 5 team fouls now for the Gorlocks. Just one on each of 5 different players.
Irvin to shoot a couple on the year, shooting 78% from the free throw line, and knocks in the first there. Gorlock lead down to 1, second free throw to come. 8:21 to play in this first half. The Panthers really going with a new style. It's worked out well. They've been hanging tough with Webster. Both teams not off to the start they'd like. Greenville 1-11, Webster 2-9, playing their first conference game of the year. As Irvin knocked in both free throws, we're tied at 22.
Yeah, really a chance for both teams to get going in the conference, get it start on a positive note.
Absolutely, as Mark Moore steps back for three from the near wing, he knocks it in, a three-point lead for the Gorlocks. So maybe, Buzz, Moore just needed to kind of get that range down a bit. He's knocked in the last two he took from there. Now trying to drive his Irvin, loose ball on the floor, going to be picked up by Etienne. An outlet up to Win Brown. Back out, Mark Moore for three. Can't connect on his third straight, and then foul on the floor. So the bucket will not count there from Carl Moore. And now Irvin's got two fouls.
And as you said, with just three subs, those fouls, got to be careful here early on.
As Win Brown will go to inbound. Looks like he had Mark Moore in the corner. He's still there. Greenville bench wanted a walk as it's worked back into Etienne. Now back outside, wing three, no good off the front of the rim. Shot came in from Hawkins. Now Jared Johnson pushes down the floor, stop, pull up, and can't get it to fall. Hit off the rim a couple of times, and a nice rebound there from Etienne. Brown drives, Romello ball all over him, has to force the pass out to Moore. Hawkins, three from the wing, got it this time. The 6-point lead for Webster, their largest of the afternoon. Couple of big threes. Cam Irvin for three. He got it. Could have been an and one as he was clipped. And now a timeout called by Greenville. 30 seconds. We'll keep it right here with under 7 to play. 6:53. Greenville trailing by 3. But Buzz, they've really righted the ship. And for a team that hasn't subbed but once, they've been sticking with Webster, a team that's really got some fresh legs.
You're right, yeah, and you said it's a completely different look, and that's what Coach Barber decided to do, and I think it's a good decision. They're in the game with just 8 players and compete, not just competing, but they're there taking the lead from time to time and forcing Webster. Really both teams with a bunch of turnovers here, 7 for Greenville, 6 for Webster. So they're, I guess if you look at it that way, their half-court defense is doing the job, getting some turnovers too.
Absolutely. The defense has been really the shining spot so far in this first half. While the offense has been there, at times it's been inconsistent, but they've stayed in the game primarily by getting in the passing lanes, really forcing Webster to get out of sorts at times, as Webster will have the possession coming out of the timeout.
Let's see if Webster tries to get the ball back inside, which they did early pretty successfully, but not recently.
They do have a mismatch, but how about Hawkins from the corner for 3? Pushes the lead right back out to 6. Romello ball works, gets it in the corner. Jared Johnson, his 3, nope, but streaking in. Rather, Irvin's 3 was no good. Jared Johnson comes in to lay it in off the rebound.
Yeah, Johnson flew to the basket in the air. That was beautiful.
Great vision out there on the floor. Hawkins 3 again, left this one a bit short. Cooley comes down with the rebound. Finds Crespo on the far wing. Gives it up to Ball. Kicks it back out to 3. Jared Johnson now gives it to Ball along the baseline. Lays it up and in for 2. Greenville trails by 2, under 6 to play. Oh, nice find, laying it up and in off the pass is Etienne. Lead back out to 4. Johnson finds Ball, now gets it right back. Crespo on the wing, and they're going to get Carlos with a walk. Right in front of the official, now a substitution. as Nugent's going to come back in. And Hawkins will take a seat. Hawkins had a nice spurt there. Really helped build up a nice lead, hit a couple big shots.
Yeah, and that turnover and unforced error, that's the ones that really kill you.
Absolutely. And now mid-range or just inside the three-point line shot, no good from Etienne. It's Jared Johnson. Finds Cooley. Cooley, wing three, no good, missed it bad. As Wynn Brown now pushes the pace. Works in the lane, nice hesitation, goes up with the right in the middle of the lane, can't have that. And it's good for two. 35-29 is our score. Under 5 to play in this first half. It's been a fun one here at H.J. Long on the campus of Greenville University in Greenville, Illinois. Cooley kicks it out. Crespo just keeps it in. His pass almost turned over. Instead, it'll stay with the Panthers, 19 to shoot. Getting a hand on that was Coleman. Now coming out of the game, it's going to be Etienne. And back in is Mark Moore. Jared Johnson finds Cooley. Cooley's shot blocked. Nice job there by Carl Moore. He's had a couple plays like that, and now a foul committed by Cam Irvin, and that will be his third. And really not a smart foul there. Kind of trailing, compound a mistake with a mistake there.
Right. You would think he'd come out now with 3. Both teams have 5 fouls with 4:25 left to play.
And why not Wynn Brown, but missed as he just pulled up from 3 right at the top of the key. Gets it right back, now drives in the lane. Kicks it out, Mark Moore from the wing, nothing but net. He's made 3 of his last 4 from beyond the arc. This time works on the other side of the floor. And it's a 9-point lead for Webster, their largest of the afternoon. Crespo, hesitation, dribble drive, no good on the mid-range. Coming down with the rebound was Nugent. Brown gives it up, now worked down low. Moore had it, kept it in, now finds Nugent who lays it up and in.
Yeah, nice feed and unselfish play there.
Good find there by Carl Moore. Romello ball, the floater, no good. And Coleman now pushes, going coast to coast. Why not with the right hand as no one steps in front? A 13-point lead for the Gorlocks late in this first half.
Yeah, I think the defense thought he was going to dish the ball off, and they spread apart, and he just had an open lane to the hoop.
Is the 3 from the corner, and Cam Irvin no good. Rebound loose. Cam Irvin finds Crespo. Crespo gives it up to Irvin. And the shot no good. Another 3 that just won't fall for the Panthers. Wynn Brown, he walked. Yeah, right away. As the officials all over that one, we'll get a substitution. Irvin will take a seat with 3, and Nick Bouye back in the game. So the only substitution thus far for Greenville has been Nick Bouye.
Yeah, and the others are a couple freshmen, so I'm not sure how much court time they've had up till now, but you would think if they're ever going to get any, it'll be in this game. Absolutely,
and if the way some of these fouls might shape out, they might get a lot in the second half. Obviously, Irvin with 3. Also, Cooley has 2 as Crespo gives it up to Johnson in the corner, who dishes it off the ball. Great find for 2. It's an 11-point lead for Webster now. Just under 2.5 to play in this first half. Mark Moore, he almost walked. Instead, gives it up to Coleman, who drives and...
This may be on Cooley if it is.
I think it is. They're going to get
no.
Oh, no.
Went against Ball, his first.
They get Ball. We're saying 2 shots as he was going up. Coleman will go to the line shooting about 61% on the year. And misses the first. Jada Smith comes back into the game. He's going to take out Carl Moore. Coleman takes his dribbles. Second on its way. And rattles it home. 43-31. See if the Panthers can't put together a good 2 minutes plus here to close out the half. Ball. Being hassled in the front court. Gives it up to Johnson. Ooh, no look pass to Crespo. Turnaround jumper off the glass and in. Nice shot there by Crespo. Better find by Johnson.
Yeah, nice feed, and that's been an area that's open on that zone right at the free throw line.
Greenville's got to take advantage of that. Now got to go to work defensively. As Mark Moore gives it up to Coleman. Wynn Brown, wing three, got it. Nothing but net.
So the Gorlocks have been hitting the three ball.
Yeah, for a team that only shoots about 28% from beyond the arc on average this year, they've been on fire tonight from three. Is now Ball. His team trailing by 13 late in the first half. About 80 seconds. He works in the lane, gets open, lays it up and in for two.
Well, taking advantage of, we saw early, I think they've had 5 blocks, but taking advantage of that, a little head fake and able to drive right around him.
And Brown's three, no good, leads to a long rebound for Jared Johnson. As Cooley drives in the lane, goes up strong, taking contact but can't get it to fall. Coming down with the rebound is Nugent. Brown works on the near wing. Goes up to Coleman, drives, Euro step. No good, but coming down with the rebound was Nugent. Now we get a foul. And that is the 7th team foul.
It's Bouyer's first foul.
So something to be all right with there is that Bouye, someone who hasn't seen a lot of time even in this game, picking up just the one foul there rather than a Cooley or even a Ball at this point, as the first one from Nugent is good. As Coleman will take his seat and Hawkins will come back in with 42 seconds to play, and the Gorlocks leading by 12 at the moment. Second from Nugent. Rattled it home. 48-35.
And the fatigue maybe showing up on the offensive end for the Panthers here.
I think you're right, Buzz. And with 30 seconds to play, got to come away with something, maybe a score and a stop if you can. Crespo in the corner. Johnson, turnaround jumper.
How'd he bank that?
Somehow gets it up and in off the glass from about a negative angle. And now Webster can hold for the final shot if they so please. As Brown finds Mark Moore in the near corner. Moore now from the wing. Three, no good, but right there to put it back up and in at the buzzer, Javon Nugent. And that's just a defensive lapse there for Greenville. As we go into the break, it's a 50-37 lead for Webster. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about this first half and get you set for the second half here from Greenville, Illinois. You're watching the Panther Sports Network.
University, we believe you are more than a test score. Earn up to a $19,500 annual scholarship just for being you. No test score, no GPA requirement. Panther Preferred, a character-based scholarship that sees you for you. Learn more at greenville.edu.
Hi, I'm Nathan Jenkins. I'm the director of the accounting program here at Greenville University, and we have a lot of opportunities for experiential learning. We do have a tax clinic where we take students to a location in Alton, Illinois, and they are able to assist low-income taxpayers with their tax returns and get some direct experience with tax returns. We also, the way that we teach our curriculum here in the classroom is very interactive. I know in a lot of the accounting classes that I had, there were a lot of T-squares and T-statements that were on the board. We really don't do any of that here, or at least I don't in my classes. What we do is we ask students to directly create things, deliverables, things that are very similar to what they would create in the real world, things that are skills that are directly applicable to future employment. Another thing that we can boast about with our students here at Greenville University and our graduates is that we have students who really do find employment when they graduate. We have students, or we have alums that are working at Big Four accounting firms. We have alums that are working for boutique accounting firms. We're close to Springfield, Illinois, which is one of the 10 most statistically significant metropolitan areas for employment in the financial and accounting services market, which is something that I don't think a lot of people realize. At the end of the day, I really do want to get to know you a little better, so feel free to come to Preview Day. Feel free to reach out to me and give me the opportunity to get to know you a little better, to tell you a little bit about our program and what we offer. And I would just be really happy to help in any way that I can.
Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa Blue Holden, and I am the Dean of General Education, and I teach in the History Department. But I'm here to talk to you about the Interdisciplinary Degree Program. The Interdisciplinary Degree Program is designed for students that one particular major won't really fit what they want to do with their career. So for instance, if a person wanted to be an FBI profiler, it might be best for them to take classes from criminal justice, social work, and psychology. All those put together would best prepare that student to be an FBI profiler. In the Interdisciplinary Degree Program, a student chooses 3 departments, and they can take whatever courses they want to from those 3 departments. So no one's telling them you have to take a grammar course along with a writing course along with a literature course in English. No, you get to choose what courses in that English department that you'd like to take. So that's a real advantage to students, a lot of choices that prepare you for exactly what you want to do in life. I hope that you come to campus. I'd love to talk with you about the Interdisciplinary Degree Program.
My name is Doug Faulkner, and I'm Professor of Sport Management here at Greenville University. When we think about sport management, it's very broad in its context, but it prepares you for jobs in college athletics, high school athletics, professional athletics. In fact, we've had a graduate from Greenville College who has served as both the GM of the Milwaukee Bucks and then moved on to the Orlando Magic. We have had graduates at the Division I level in coaching, both basketball and football. And we have had graduates serve in the YMCA and the Parks and Recs districts, high school teachers, high school athletic directors. So the field is broad, and that's what we're trying to prepare you to do. We are a little bit unique in that we do have a strong faith perspective on how to integrate who we are as Christians into the field of athletics. And we work hard to do that for any student who would want to attend. We've had students get internships with the St. Louis Cardinals, the San Diego Padres. As I mentioned earlier, the YMCA has been an organization that we've had great ties with. And I don't know if you know much about the YMCA, but those are really, really good full-time jobs in the field of sport that sometimes people overlook because of the popularity of ESPN and television. Some of these really good jobs in sports are often overlooked. So I want you to consider coming to Greenville. You're going to be taught by myself. I have 15 years of experience as a college athletic director and over 20 years as a college coach. I've coached both men and women in the sport of basketball. Professors who have taught alongside of me include people like Brady Brune, who worked 10 years with the St. Louis Cardinals. You're going to have guest speakers come in from all over the country, working from Verizon's sport marketing department, coming in as guest speakers, to conference commissioners. And so the field is broad. We want to know who you are. We want to help you develop your skills and your gifts. We spend a lot of time in our program talking about your interest, your skills and trying to match you up with a job that you will enjoy. We don't want you just to think about sport from a perspective of the television and what we see and your playing experience, because sometimes working in sport is much different than simply playing the sport. And we'll spend a lot of time talking about that. So I would love to see you come to Greenville. I would love to spend time with you talking to you more about our program in sport management.
Hi, my name is Dr. Courtney Bailey Parker. I'm an assistant professor of English and Theater Studies at Greenville University. I would love to say that the English department is the home to the storytellers. One of our missions in the English department is to help students understand what it really means to live the creative life. It's not just about writing papers, it's not just about reading very, very old books. It's about so much more. It's about understanding how reading literature and writing creatively can help you learn how to live more intensely and to live more richly and to become a more empathetic human being. We have intentionally built the English major, the BA in English at Greenville University, to be very flexible and to be very adaptable to individual students' interests. So there are only a handful of courses that are required for the English major, and then everything else that you take in terms of electives are chosen by you in consultation with your advisors. So we are a sandbox for students who are interested in literature and writing. At many other English departments around the country, you'll have a very specific set of classes that you are made to take, and there's not a lot of flexibility in your schedule. But at our program, we really pride ourselves on making sure that students get to choose things that align with their core competencies that they want to develop and their goals beyond their time at Greenville University. One of our big missions is to help our English majors understand that the good life oftentimes means considering what does it mean to pair living richly with professional sustainability. And because we are a small program, we can offer a lot of individual mentorship to our students to help them figure out what that looks like for them.
Hi, my name is Paul Sunderland. I am the Worship Arts Program Degree Director, and I'm also the Music Department Chair. And I want to invite you to come to visit and experience our program and our people. At Greenville University, you will learn some concrete skills, including accompaniment, whether it's guitar or piano for worship songs. You'll also learn music theory and ear training and develop really particular skills in that area. You will also learn how to design and to operate multimedia for ministry and music and creativity. And you'll also learn pastoral care and theology that's particular for your own setting. Some of the experiences that you'll gain in the degree program include Pursuit, which is our worship arts ensemble. Currently we have 4 of these Pursuit bands that include 8, 9, 10 people per group. That includes audio technicians and musicians and singers. Pursuit leads worship at chapel and vespers every single week on campus, as well as other campus events. We also have a summer Pursuit program, which lets a group of worship musicians and tech people go across the country, usually 5 states or so, for a series of 8 weeks leading at a camp every single day with your friends and being paid to do it. We also have an annual retreat that kicks off the school year where we bond, we grow together, we do some activities together that really do some great things. in getting to know one another. And Pursuit also does things like goes into a local prison and serving local inmates and connecting with them and having new experience through that. We also offer internships, which we take serious. I have people all over the country that we cooperate with, whether it's a small, medium, or a large church setting in all kind of variety of churches and ministries, where students gain real-world experience with people who are professionals and they work directly with these people. They can also do that locally or back in their home church, which is really important to offer. So your next step is to fill out a form on our website. Take the initiative that an admissions rep can contact you and set up a visit. We would love to show you campus. I would love to have a conversation with you. I would love to give you a tour of our facility and our amazing places to learn, whether it's studios or ensemble rooms and classrooms. Come and see how Greenville is part of your future.
Hi, I'm George Peters, Dr. George Peters. I'm the head of the mathematics department here at Greenville, and looking forward to seeing you at Greenville studying mathematics. Our graduates are able to solve problems in the workplace. They work in all kinds of different areas. Our math ed grads get jobs in education. In my 17 years, I've only had one student wait even 6 months, and then that student had a job as well to have a job because they're needed and they're well prepared. One of the great strengths of the mathematics program is the diversity of things that you can do. You're prepared to think and solve problems, and that works in all kinds of industry. It pairs very well with the liberal arts here at Greenville, where you study lots of different things. The mathematics gives you technical preparation. The liberal arts gives you preparation to be with people, to communicate, to get along, to think, and that turns out to be a really great asset. Our class sizes are super small. Our undergrad classes, our 100, 200 level classes tend to be 15 to 25 or 30, and our upper division.
Welcome back to Greenville, Illinois. Here on the campus of Greenville University, I'm Tyler Rosen. Alongside me, Buzz Swanston, as we get you set for the second half. It's a 50-37 lead for Webster, and, well, Buzz, the big key to that is they were hitting shots and Greenville wasn't.
Yeah, especially the three-point shot. Greenville's only 3 for 15 from beyond the arc, 20%, whereas Webster's hitting at 35%. They've made 7 threes out of 20 shots, so that's been a big difference, and I think fatigue factor came into play a little bit here late in the half, as it was pretty much back and forth till we got to maybe 5 minutes left in the half, and Webster kind of took over there, take advantage, and they have been subbing pretty liberally, whereas the Panthers really are working with 6 guys, and it was Boye came in, and he really probably had, 4 or 5 minutes total. He didn't have a lot of time on the court, so basically 5 guys for the Panthers, and that makes it tough when the other team's putting in 10, running up and down the court.
Absolutely, you're so right. And for a team in Webster that does not shoot the ball well beyond the arc, you mentioned it, 35% in that first half. On the season, they're shooting just about 28 from that mark. So a bit outside the numbers, but hey, Webster's come to play and they've hit the big shots.
For sure, yeah. We do want to give credit to Jared Johnson. He had 15 points in that first half. Over on the Webster side, Mark Moore with 9, Stephen Hawkins with 9, and all those points are three-pointers.
Yeah, Johnson paces all scorers on the floor with 15, though his team is down 13 as we get started here in the second half. Nice pass, fine down low, but getting caught a bit too far on the baseline there under the basket was Kenneth Cooley. So his shot was contested, and coming down with the rebound was Webster, as Etienne stands at the wing. Now works it down to the baseline and gets it back. Nugent looking for somebody. Greenville playing a good zone defense again, now taking a couple steps in. And can't connect, though, was Etienne. He had a good wide-open look just inside the three-point line. Crespo to Irvin, wing 3, got it!
Oh, that's a nice start there.
Absolutely, Cam Irvin hits a big 3 to start the scoring here in the second half. cuts the Webster lead to 10. And now Webster works right back down the floor. A slow, methodical pace here for Webster early. Now taking a couple dribbles in and missing is Nugent. Ball being tipped around, somehow finds Carl Moore, who lays it up and in for 2. And Webster pushes the lead back out to 12.
Yeah, it looks like the defense is going to go ahead and give Etienne that shot out there. And they were in position to get the rebound, just didn't come down with it.
As Crespo left it short, coming down with the rebound was Cooley. He was contested going back up, and he couldn't connect. Webster comes down with the rebound, specifically Moore. And now the Gorlocks push the other way. And you're right, they're really content with letting Etienne shoot. As he gives it up this time, and now Wynn Brown works it back out. Ball could have been called there for the foul. Instead, Nugent takes a shot just inside the arc. But right there is Carl Moore for the putback rebound.
Yeah, this is a field day for Moore. He's got the height advantage down there, and even though the Panthers are in there blocking him off, he's able to get the longer rebounds.
Now shot from mid-range is good by Johnson. He's got 17. Now taking the charge right outside the restricted area was Cooley. So a spot there where maybe if you're Coach Barber, maybe you kind of cringe a bit with Cooley sitting with 2 already. Instead, he absorbs it, draws the offensive foul, and now Greenville can go back to work offensively as Johnson will push.
Yeah, you have to admire somebody who'll stand in there and take it, especially from a big guy like that.
His ball hesitates, then goes up, almost got it up and in high off the glass, but they're going to say it went off the upper structure, so out of bounds.
He's looking for that 10-foot backboard. He needs a backboard a little bit taller.
Well, Buzz, when we were talking off air at the half, you mentioned it, and I couldn't agree more how impressive Ball is for being such a small player, getting a lot of his points inside the paint, really finding some of the soft spots in the D.
Yeah, and some of those guys you don't really notice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
worked in the lane, got it up and in. Nugent rather, as somehow he bounced it high off the back of the rim, dropped right in. Johnson hung in the air, deflected off Nugent's knee, back out to him. His ball gives it right back. Johnson, wing 3, he knocked it down. 56-45 is the Webster lead. Johnson has some words for the Webster bench on the way back down the floor. With under 17 to play, Webster, and that's going to be a walk. This one on Coleman.
First turnover this half, but turnovers were pretty even, 8-7, 8 for Greenville, 7 for Webster in that first half.
His ball works it out. Wing 3 this time by Urban. No good. Was short off the rim. Nugent comes down with the rebound. And now Wynn Brown. Mark Moore thought about it. Ball deflected off ball. And going to say last touch by Nugent as he tried to save it. So ball to Greenville. And Romello ball to inbound. Is taking a seat. Will be Nugent coming in. Will be Stephen Hawkins. Hawkins had a productive first half.
He ended up with 9 points.
Crespo takes the corner 3. And you're going to
get Cooley.
Yeah, going to get Cooley over the back. Is going to the floor was Hawkins. So that's Cooley's third.
And Cooley and Irvin both had 3.
So we'll call it foul trouble just based off time left in the game and, well, the lack of substitutions that Greenville's made and now being pressured over in the corner, but finding Mark Moore was Hawkins, but Moore loses the handle. Now they're going to get Moore with the reach back down the floor as he got Crespo.
Webster University, number 14, Mark Moore, his first.
That's
his first. Nobody with more than 1 foul for Webster, so nobody in foul trouble.
They spread the wealth in fouls in that first half and in scoring, as there was no double-digit scorer for Webster in that first half, although they put together a 50-point performance.
Webster University, number 34, Carl Moore Jr.
Now Carl Moore, there we go. Finally someone picks up their second for Webster. as Crespo will inbound. He's looking for someone, finally gets ball. It is now Jared Johnson. Gets Crespo in the corner. A little floater. Got it. Nice shot there by Crespo. Webster lead trimmed down to 9. Under 16 to play. Mark Moore. His pass stolen. Now going the other way. Finding ball is Irvin who lays it up and in.
Beautiful.
Romello Ball, nice streak to the basket.
Once again, ball in the right spot, a good feed.
56-49, Mark Moore for 3.
No,
Got it.
yeah,
What an answer.
You got to get a hand in his face, that's for sure.
Well, go ahead, Bud.
That's his 4th 3 today.
When he struggled as Cooley gets a lay-in right along the baseline. He struggled early in that first half, but he's found his stroke as of late. And now going to get Ball with a foul. That's his 2nd.
Greenville University, number 3, Romello Ball. His 2nd foul of the game.
And we'll get a substitution for Webster. It's going to be Etienne back in the game. And Coleman will go take a seat. As Wynn Brown gives it up to Mark Moore. Now Brown over on the far wing. Ball being passed around. Nobody wants it. Moore loses the handle. Mellow Ball can't come up with it. He finds Carl Moore, and he tried to flush it. Cooley went up with him, straight up. An awfully close bang-bang call, and that's Cooley's 4th, and that's a tough 4th foul to take right there.
I was going to say he got pretty much ball when he went up there, but I guess they say he's got his arm too.
Carl Moore was the one who went up strong, drew the foul, and his first free throw no good. Bounced high off the back of the rim. He still missed, so now Nick Bouillet coming back into the game as Cooley will take a seat. He's riding with 4.
And it's a short lineup to begin with, but the trade out there as Boyer is 5'9", Cooley 6'3".
And Moore missed the 2nd, and now they're going to get Hawkins with a foul. And we'll get a substitution for the Gorlocks as Jadis Smith will come back into the game, and taking a seat will be Carl Moore. So a chance now for Greenville. Got to take advantage of the missed free throws. Jared Johnson finds Mellow Ball. Now a nice streak there by Johnson. A good find by Ball. And Johnson gets the 2.
Fighting their way back in here.
Sticking with it, sticking with it. Defense has been really good here to start the half. Just 9 points for Webster so far. A shot left short by Hawkins. No one touched him, but there for the rebound was Etienne, who goes back up strong for 2.
Yeah, Hawkins going to say that was a pass.
Yeah. Yeah, don't you dare mark that as a missed shot. His Ball now turns, faces the basket, picks up his dribble. Irvin over to Bouillet, steps inside the arc. Mid-range jumper is good. Bouillet with his first points of the game trims the lead to 6.
No.
Mark Moore, deep 3, left it short this time. Now being battled for. Bouillet comes down with it. What a hustle play. Jared Johnson at the other end lays it up and in. That's
goaltending.
Yeah, that's goaltending.
Everybody in the gym can call that one.
He's going to say we were all officials there, Buzz. Now a full timeout going to be taken by head coach Chris Bunch of Webster. As the Panthers, again, we saw it in the first half, Buzz. They've stormed back, now within 4, in really a 20-11 run to start this half.
Yeah, what a big start to it. And now you got to keep the energy up. You know, and they're making some shots, not necessarily threes. They made a couple, but they've got the offense going, and they're doing a nice job on defense too. And they've figured out you can't let Mark Moore alone. You got to have somebody in his face, but there are some shooters you can leave alone and go ahead, take that, and we'll fight for the rebound.
Absolutely, and maybe if you're head coach Chris Bunch for Webster, maybe you start to change up the game plan a bit here with 13:34 left in this game, and plenty of foul trouble on that Greenville side with the short bench, as we've mentioned. Maybe not try and work it more inside yet. Definitely have the mismatch.
Right.
If anything, you draw some more fouls. Maybe you get some of these key players and key scorers out of the game for Greenville.
Yeah, well, Jada Smith is in there now, 6'4", and at 6'4", he's a big man in the middle.
Yeah.
It's not a huge size for a college player, but he has a couple inches on everybody on the Panthers defense.
Yeah, the only one on the roster who could really match up with them tonight at least would be Kenneth Cooley, who stands at 6'3". But as we mentioned, Cooley already with 4 fouls. And he stays on the bench coming out of the timeout.
Well, right now, Bouye standing in 5'9". Bouye trying to keep Smith off the boards.
He had a couple nice plays, got rewarded with a mid-range jumper, and then a nice rebound, and he went hard to the floor. Is now Webster worked in the corner. Mark Moore was an off-the-line pass, and now deep three from Wynn Brown, short off the rim, and a nice rebound by Crespo.
Good position.
Johnson stops, pulls up, and gets it to fall. Sat on the rim a bit, and it's a 2-point lead for Webster all of a sudden with less than 13 to play.
And if you're Webster, you got to get somebody on Johnson constantly.
Now Mark Moore, why not? Another deep three. He's gone a bit cold. And now Jared Johnson working the other end. Drives, stops, pulls up, got it. We're tied at 61.
He's hot, hot, hot. 13 points already in this half for Johnson.
And more importantly for Greenville, 0 fouls on Johnson, so you know he'll probably be in the game to finish. And now work down low for Webster. Spinning, facing him. Ooh. A late whistle there as Jada Smith went up strong.
Yep.
And they're going to get Nick Bouye with his second.
Yeah, both teams with 4 fouls.
Tough call for Bouye there as he's just trying to play strong defense, but there was some contact. And now Smith will have to earn it the hard way, and he bricks the first. He's got one more. As Webster only puts one inside to rebound. He missed the second. Free throw shooting hasn't been good for Webster here in the second half. Bouye, nice move along the baseline. And then draws the contact and somehow kept his pivot foot.
He did. As Hawkins walked over the top of him. Oh, my gosh.
As Hawkins will pick up his first foul.
But, you know, I credit the Panthers after getting shots blocked. They had 5 shots blocked in that first half. They've realized that Webster wants to block shots, so go ahead and fake a shot, get him up in the air.
As Crespo with a nice shot fake there, then goes up and rattles it home. Greenville with their first lead since the first half, early in that first half.
Crespo with 8 now.
63-61. They're going to need to get Crespo going. Again, one of the couple players not in foul trouble. They're going to need to get him some more points. Now being worked is Smith. Now out. Mark Moore, another missed three from Mark Moore. Wynn Brown, he knocks down the shot just inside the three-point arc. All tied up at 63. Cam Irvin hesitates, draws the contact. He'll go to the line and shoot a couple. They're going to get Mark Moore. He can't believe it. Moore thought he was well beyond the play.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That is 6 fouls on them now with 11:24 left in the game.
Can really extend the game out with that as Irvin knocks in the first. Again, Irvin shooting about 78% from the free throw line this year. As Lattimore will come into the game, he'll take out Wynn Brown.
I think this is Lattimore's first time in the game.
I think you're right. Didn't see him at all in that first half. As Irvin misses the second, and if you're head coach Chris Bunch, why not? I mean, you have all the subs. Keep the fresh legs going. Now work down low. Carl Moore hesitates, goes up, and going to get a whistle
that
here.
That might be Johnson from behind.
Yeah, they're going to get Johnson. Good call there, Buzz. He's just waited a bit too long, and easy call for the official when you're going from behind on a shot like that. But Moore go to the line, and definitely not a comfortable spot for Carl as he misses that first one.
Well, I'm looking, trying to find how his free throw percentage, and I don't see him on there for it. I'm not sure he shot any free throws before today.
Yeah, and he missed 2 bad in his first trip. Second on its way here. Missed that one off the back of the iron. Being battled for, and going to stay with Webster. So a missed opportunity there as Irvin was battling with ETN for the rebound. Lattimore gives it to ETN. Nice find for Mark Moore, but he can't finish around the block. Now Crespo comes up with the rebound, slows it up, now drives, going baseline, kicks it out. Bouye thought about it. Now finds Johnson in the corner. Flip, skip pass, Crespo, his shot deflected. No, it's going to be a foul. Free throws coming the rest of the way for Greenville. And that's the 7th on Webster, and Crespo will go to the line to shoot 2. Crespo around a 63% free throw shooter.
It's third foul on Hawkins.
And he missed the first. And Hawkins will take his seat after picking up that third. And Nugent will come back into the game. 64-63. Greenville with the lead. As Crespo rattles in that first ball, almost committed a violation. As he had to keep the toes in balance from stepping over. Now some quick passing. Mark Moore, wing three, knocked that one in. He's really good off the pass, Buzz.
Yeah.
He gives Webster the 1-point lead with 10:30 to play. Bouye trying to go one-on-one, lost the handle. Mark Moore now pushing for the Gorlocks. Goes up with the left, rolls it in off the glass. Webster with a 3-point lead, and going back to the scorer's table is Kenneth Cooley with 4 fouls. Johnson keeps the handle. Shot was deflected as he went up. Nice play there by Nugent. Now some quick passing. Romello Ball gets in the passing lane. Somehow ETN comes up with it. Goes for the alley-oop to Carl Moore. Can't connect. Now Irvin. Pull up 3 to tie. He got it. 68-68, under 10 to play. Cam Irvin's hit some big shots tonight. Ball deflected. Johnson gets on the floor. Should be a jump ball. Or are they going to give a timeout? And it's going to be a jump ball. And possession with Webster.
Johnson hustling both ends of the court.
He's a fun player to watch. Man. This team's really fun to watch, even when we're not getting this up and down the floor action, high-speed action game. And we're locked in a battle here, 68-68. Webster working with the ball. Carl Moore, too hot of a pass from Nugent there.
So second half, 5 turnovers now for Webster, none for the Panthers.
And we're over halfway through this half. That's quite a mark for a Greenville team that, with as fast as they go, can just lose the handle at times, off the foot of ball, and rolls over to Cooley, who drives in the lane, gives it up. Jared Johnson, 10 to shoot. Pulls it back. Mark Moore defending. Dribbles in the lane, tried to go with the Euro step, lost the handle. Mark Moore now. As Moore works it across half court, finds Carl Moore, who's fouled on the floor.
Oh boy, Cooley's there. Oh, it is. Foul number 5.
Well, and I was always told if you got 5, make them count. That is not one thing that Cooley's going to like, especially that being the 5th. That's 5 for Cooley.
Oh, you got to like Cam Irvin. Irvin's going, no, that was on 4. That was me. But the official, and Irvin was on the other side. Both of them were reaching in there, but the official saw Cooley.
Got a timeout called by Greenville, and Irvin was exchanging a few words with the Webster bench as well, and this game hasn't been chippy by any means as far as physicality on the floor, but there have been times going down the floor that there has been some jawing. Maybe something to just keep an eye on as we come down the stretch in a close game, but
well, it's funny. Irvin would say that. He's got 3 fouls, but he's willing to take the 4th to keep Cooley in the game. I like it.
So we believe Cooley will be done, as there was some sort of confusion why we got the timeout, I believe. But Cooley should be out of the game. We're all knotted up at 68. And
so that'll be Bouye coming back in because they were playing with 6. We haven't seen the other 2, Carter or Sitt, both freshmen who I don't believe have had any time yet this year. So.
No, typically guys that, when we look at our roster, don't even have a number by their name. That changes today. And so we'll look at the updated foul trouble, at least for Greenville. Cam Irvin still with 3, Romello Ball with 2, and Nick Boyer with 2. So not too much to speak of if you're Greenville, but you got to keep an eye on it, especially if you're Irvin with 4.
For the Gorlocks, 3 for Hawkins, 2 for Moore. That's Mark Moore. 2 for Carl Moore, so the more boys have 2 each.
And I missed one on Jared Johnson as well, so he's got 1, and the leading scorer for the Panthers. He seems to be in pretty good shape with just a shade under 9 minutes left. And Nick Boyer gets one final talking to from assistant coach.
Well, Boyer's coming in. He's going to take Cooley's spot, which is really under the basket.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that's the place he would normally play, but with today's lineup, that's where he's been.
5'9" freshman out of Chicago, Illinois. Nick Boyer will more than likely finish this game out as Cooley is fouled out. Lattimore gives it up. Nugent now faces the basket, drives, and going to get Crespo.
Crespo's first. But it is the team's 7th. Both teams now 7 fouls.
So this game could get extended, but if you're Greenville, you just want to stay away from fouls in general. As Nugent misses the front end, and coming down with the rebound is Boyer. Nugent just 50% from the free throw line this season. Jared Johnson works off the screen, now finds Crespo, decides to take a 3. Why not? He knocked it down, 71-68.
Well, you said we got to get Crespo going. Maybe he's going. Nice.
That should get him going right there. Absolutely, Buzz. He thought about it, said why not, knocked it down. Irvin giving plenty of room for Nugent. Etienne picked up his dribble. Mark Moore, he thought about stepping into one. Lattimore now fakes, goes with his left, gives it up. Good find. Oh! And that's a tough foul call on Boyer there.
That is a tough one. His 3rd. And, of course, all these fouls put him at the free throw line. 1-1 here for Etienne.
And it's going to be 2. They're going to say Etienne was in the act.
Oh, he did. Okay. Well, he made the first anyway, so.
All washes clear there. 71-69. Mark Moore will come out of the game as Wynn Brown checks back in, the junior guard out of Memphis, Tennessee. The second on its way, and good. Good trip to the line by Etienne. Cuts the lead to 1. Now Jared Johnson will run the point. Finds Irvin. Work down to Romello Ball. Good find of Crespo, who lays it in, and 1.
Wow.
Crespo getting loose along the baseline, rewarded with a fine there from Romello Ball, and gets fouled, a chance to get this to a 4-point lead. As Nugent will come out of the game, as will Etienne, and Jada Smith in, as well as Jason Coleman.
Hey, Johnson does everything. He actually had the mop and was cleaning up the floor under the basket where Crespo hit the floor.
Why not? He's really been carrying this Greenville offense as Crespo knocks in the extra. 74-70.
Crespo with 12 in the second half, add to his 4 in the first.
Still plenty of time left. Lattimore in the corner. Kicked ball comes all the way back 6 rows deep into the stands. He'll stay with Webster, 17 to shoot. And worked out. There's Wynn Brown, now swung back around. Lattimore, again, thought about it, just didn't want to pull the trigger. Good find, give and go, right back to him in the corner, no good. As Carl Moore comes down with the rebound and hitting the deck was Cam Irvin. Moore goes back up for 2. 74-72. Greenville with the lead. Tried to go back to Crespo down low. Webster was ready for it. Somehow comes back out to mellow ball. Wing 3, no good. Strong off the rim from Cam Irvin. Is Coleman. Skip jump. No good. He's out of control a bit there. Now they're going to get a foul on Carl Moore.
His third.
So Carl Moore and Stephen Hawkins in a bit of foul trouble, 3 each for the Gorlocks. As Mark Moore heads to the scorer's table. Jared Johnson makes the front end. And Moore will take out Lattimore, and also coming in will be Stephen Hawkins. And taking a seat will be Jada Smith. Johnson makes them both. 76-72, 6:45 to play. It's been a fun one here this afternoon. And an undermanned Greenville team currently sitting with a 4-point lead. Webster swinging it around. Hawkins finally takes a dribble. Gives it up. Coleman drives in the lane. Irvin, and I think Irvin's going to get called for the block. And I think if Irvin just stayed straight, didn't try and lean in and out, I think he gets the charge. Instead, he picks up his 4th.
Yeah, I think he did a little leaning there, which he didn't have to. He was going to go around him, but he wasn't going to be in position to make much of a shot anyway.
They beat him to the spot, standing straight up. We'll see if that warrants a substitution, as the first one from Coleman is no good. And I think actually Irvin getting some advice, maybe similar to what we were saying from some of his teammates on the bench, and heading to the scorer's table is Caleb Carter as Coleman makes the second. So Carter will get his first minutes of the season and definitely of the game, as Irvin will take a seat.
Yeah, and this the free throw shooting for Webster has been 3 for 12 in the second half. So,
wow, a team that
has hurt them.
Just shoots about 56% from the free throw line on average. As Johnson loses the handle, Coleman comes up with it, gives it up to Carl Moore. Romello Ball gets a hand in there, deflects the ball away. Greenville going down the floor the other way. Ball wisely pulls it back out. Skip pass, corner 3, Bouye, no good. And rebound to Mark Moore. Last touch by him as it was deflected out of bounds. Moore wants a foul and not going to get it. There's ball again with some quick hands. Crespo will go to inbound.
So 20 on the shot clock.
Bouye takes the inbound. Almost walked as he picked up his dribble. And finds Jared Johnson. Now a mismatch. Johnson working on Carl Moore. Hesitates, goes off balance.
Oh, they're going to get a foul.
Mark Moore's got to be awfully careful. He's talking to the official, telling him that's a horrible call. And Moore is going to get called. His fourth, as you mentioned, Buzz, and 9 each.
And better yet, Jared Johnson at the free throw line for a pair.
He makes the first. And so coming back out on the floor is Cam Irvin. Taking a seat is Caleb Carter. .5:32 left to play here in the second half. Johnson second, on its way and good. He's been impressive to say the least today. Is Coleman. Now work being passed around. Nugent. Boye is going to pick up his fourth.
Boye with 4. Irvin with 4.
His fourth foul of the game.
Puts Nugent at the free throw line, who is 0 for 1, or 2 for 3 from the line today.
And his first, no good. Too strong off the back iron. And 5:23 left to play. And Nugent with one more. On its way and good. 78-74. Now the press comes on for Webster. It's Jared Johnson. Brings it up the floor. Gives it up. Crespo. One dribble goes up with the left. Trying to draw the contact. Should have just pulled it back out.
He kind of lost the handle with that left hand.
A bit too out of control. Mark Moore says, why not from the wing? No good, but the tip back by Nugent is. And it's a 2-point Greenville lead, under 5 to play. Ball brings it up the floor. Thought about it, now finds Irvin. Corner 3, no good off the rim. Rebound to Nugent. He skies for it.
Almost lost his balance and traveled, but able to control it.
And he gives it up to Wynn Brown, who brings it up the floor. Coleman to Mark Moore for 3. Got it! Set on the rim, got the shooter's touch. And it falls. It's a 1-point lead for Webster. And a timeout called by Greenville as they trail 79-78.
Part of this timeout is take a rest here.
Take a rest, regroup. Don't need to get caught in a bit of a track meet here. As Webster, credit to them, they fought back. As it looked like just gone cold, couldn't really stop Greenville defensively. Come back, they retake the lead with 4:18 left here in the second half. And I think you're absolutely right, Buzz. We saw in the first half, this Greenville team, they got worn down around this point in the first half. Good timeout by Coach Barber, and see if he can't just let his team regroup, get everyone on the same page, and maybe, again, it's going to sound crazy, slow things down a bit.
It could sound crazy, but they were down by 13 at half. Came back, fought back, got the lead. And just gave it back here, I think, for the first time since they took the lead in the second half. And I couldn't add it up quickly enough when Johnson made those free throws, but he now has 32 points. And we still have 4:18 left. He will be important down the stretch, that's for sure.
That's back-to-back games with 25-plus for Johnson. And Tuesday night, the Panthers were in a similar situation. They were down, they fought back, came back and back and back, had a chance to tie. Couldn't do it, and looked to reverse the fortune here today. His ball controls, drives, works under the baseline, somehow gets back into a spot to score, and the Panthers retake the lead.
Nice reverse from Mello.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to be trapped too far on that baseline. Instead, was able to go reverse. Knocked it in. 3, corner, no good. As Hawkins can't connect. Rebound to Coleman. His shot missed. Long rebound. Crespo can't corral it in. Now driving is Brown, who lays it up and in for two. A wild sequence of events there ends up with Wynn Brown in 2 points.
Yeah, 2 offensive rebounds just out of reach both times for the Panthers.
Crespo sets a screen for Ball. Works off of it, drives. Contested, kicks it out. 3, Bouye, no good. Rebound to Nugent. He can't keep the handle. Irvin and one.
What a play by Cam Irvin.
Look what I found, and then an extra push from Nugent. And he gets the and one in a big spot here for Cam Irvin. 82-81 is the Panther lead. A chance to tack on one more.
Irvin with the steal down there as Nugent had the rebound. Irvin stripped him.
Makes the free throw. Goes with the old-fashioned. Now 83-81, 3:09 to play. Coming out of the game will be Jason Coleman. As Carl Moore checks back in, and I think a good substitution there by head coach Chris Bunch, trying to get a bit of a mismatch here. Now they find Carl Moore. Works it back out to Wynn Brown. Oh, almost picked off the pass was Cam Irvin. Mark Moore kicks it out. Now Mark Moore, corner 3, fakes. Now goes up with it. 3, he got it, knocked it down.
Oh, man. They know they got to be out on him, and Crespo went flying by him.
Well, Mark Moore, good patience there. Knocked in a big triple. It's an 84-83 Webster lead. Johnson kicks it out, corner 3. Crespo missed everything. And now going to the floor was Irvin. No call. Now coming the other way. When Brown pull-up jumper is good. 86-83, 2:15 to play. And the problem for Greenville at times this year, Buzz, has been going cold down the stretch. We saw it Tuesday night, and you can't let it happen tonight. Mellow Ball, pull-up 3, no good. Ball battled for and comes up with it. Does Hawkins, and now Wynn Brown will push under 2 to play.
Going to need the defense. You're limited to how many possessions you're going to get here at the end.
As Webster slows down the pace to do just that. 10 to shoot for the Gorlocks. Mark Moore, nice pass. Now kick back out. Hawkins, wing 3, no good off the rim. Somehow Nugent comes down with the rebound, goes up strong, and one. And a big screen by Nugent as he goes to the free throw line. It's a 5-point lead for Webster.
Foul goes against Ball, his third. And how Nugent, surrounded by 3 Panthers, somehow came away with that rebound.
And now the difficult task of knocking in the free throw. Too strong? Oh, they could have got Hawkins over the back. Yeah. Instead, it's Carl Moore with the rebound. It's deflected all off of Crespo, and it stays with Webster.
Tough break there.
As Hawkins was nowhere near in position to rebound that ball. Goes well over the back.
We get another timeout taken
Instead, it's
by the Panthers.
And now some more words being exchanged as I believe it was assistant coach Chris O'Connell was actually saying something to Irvin as far as to stop talking as they go to the bench. And I think Irvin was just trying to get the attention of the official that Coach Barber was calling the timeout. Nonetheless, it's been a tough stretch here for Greenville. They're going to have to get another stop here defensively as it will stay on this end with Webster down 5. Buzz, got to get a stop coming down the floor. Got to get a quick bucket. As you mentioned earlier, limited opportunities.
Right. And, if you're thinking you got to go to Johnson, give him a touchdown there on offense. Our Ball's done a nice job taking the ball to the basket, so if he can get a step and get a layup, go ahead and take it. You can't be picky about if it's a three-point shot or not. Get your basket as quickly as you can. Drive to the basket with Ball. If not, then he dish it out to Johnson. that he could hit a 3 or possibly a 2 and then play defense again. You're going to need a couple stops here. This is big. Got to get a stop inside here.
Absolutely. His inbounding will be Wynn Brown. Had Nugent for a second.
Oh.
Inbounds pass was deflected by Ball, recovered by Bouye, and now being pushed up the floor. Johnson drives, goes up
There
with the
it is.
left, up and in for 2. Good call there, Buzz. There's now some pressure on the inbounds. Haven't seen it all night. A nice outlet pass to Carl Moore, who drives, missed with the right, gets his own rebound. Now Ball, foul will be on the floor, doesn't matter. Still 2 shots. That's Ball's 4th.
Yeah. Well, Ball tried to stop him. He did stop him, but
Carl Moore, about a 45% free throw shooter. Knocks in the
that's
first.
a big one.
You want to talk about a pressure shot. That's right there. And now coming in will be Jason Coleman, and taking a seat will be Stephen Hawkins.
Plenty of time, a minute 6. A lot of time.
Especially if Moore can't connect, but he does. Pushes the lead back out to 5 for the moment. Jared Johnson will run the point. He's already got 30-plus tonight. Hands it off to Ball. Has some space. Now kicks it out. Crespo, wing 3, no good. Missed everything. Mark Moore skies in for the rebound. Home run pass. Jason Coleman goes up with the right. Lays it up and in for 2. 92-85. About 40 seconds to play. Greenville's going to have to go quick. Got to get a bucket. Johnson can't connect on the lay-in. Too strong off the glass. And now the Panthers are going to have to foul. His Ball tried to go for the steal. Wynn Brown now. Pull-up jumper just inside the free throw line. Nothing but net. And now a run by Webster has pushed this to 9. In the waning seconds, Wynn Brown comes up with the deflection. And Urban will inbound. And a timeout called by Greenville.
Well, they pulled away quickly. They were within 2, and now up by 9. And Johnson on that last layup just had so much speed going in there, couldn't control the ball off the board. And I like the idea of taking the basket. Hope you make the 2. If you may get a foul, that you get the +1. But in the end, they get back down the court quickly and get an easy layup themselves.
Yeah, and again, Greenville looked like trying to go sell out for the steal. You'll take it if you can get it. Instead, a good job by Webster to break the press there. A nice home run ball. And with 25.1 left on the clock and a 9-point deficit, it looks like the Panthers will drop their first 2 in SLIAC play. And a tough start to the year, but 2 games that they've really been in, fought back a couple of times. Again, the problem has just been coming down the stretch and finishing things off.
Well, and today being shorthanded with 8 players dressed, that's tough. And really down by 13 at half, came out strong in the second half, got the lead, and gradually wore down here. And you can see there's some tired people out there on the court in the white jerseys.
And really, it's just been a smaller rotation once Cooley fouled out, and that was at about the 9-minute mark, 7-minute mark maybe, as the inbounds pass goes to Crespo. Hands it off to Jared Johnson. Step back. Should be a 2. It is. Short off the rim. Rebound to Carl Moore. As Wynn Brown drives, going up with the right, up and in off the glass. It's an 11-point lead. Long inbound pass to Romello Ball. Step back, pull up 3, no good. Off the rim, Mark Moore just taps it out of bounds. He'll stay with Greenville.
It's hard to hit those threes when you need them.
Absolutely. Inbounds pass to Jared Johnson, and he misses everything on the 3. Bouye. Ooh, they're going to say he was out of bounds when he went up there.
I think he stepped out before he jumped.
Close play. And that should just about do it. With 1.4 left, an 11-point lead for Webster. Should just have to inbound it. They will. Clock will run out, and Webster comes on the road to Greenville for a big win to start their conference play. as their game earlier this week was canceled. But they come on the road, get a big win. But Buzz, credit to this Greenville team. They were playing well short of a full roster, and they played a really good game, had a chance to win, had a lead. You mentioned the big comeback in the second half. Again, just couldn't finish, and it's still going to hurt. Every loss does, but
sure.
A lot to take away from this and a lot of positive.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and the score is not indicative of the game. It was really a 1 or 2 basket game difference, and Webster poured it on at the end and had the the energy and the endurance to last that long against a short squad. But really an outstanding job. Johnson finishes. I have him, of course, mine are unofficial with 32, but a great job there. And just quickly kind of add some of these others together. 18 points for Cam Irvin, 12 points for Romello Ball, 4 points for Cooley, and 2 points for Boye, and finally 14 points for Carlos Crespo, who had a great second half for the Panthers. Over on the other side, Carl Moore ended up with 14 points, 2 points for Nate Jones, 2 points for Woolridge, 4 points for Etienne, and 11 points for Hawkins, 23 points for Mark Moore. Most of those threes. As he ended up, what do I have him with here? 7 threes in the game. 17 points for Wynn Brown Jr., 8 points for Coleman, and rounding out that scoring, 15 points for Nugent on the Webster side. But yeah, a excellent game, and really the turnovers in the second half, great job by the Panthers as they cut down their turnovers. I only had them for 1 in that second half, and they forced 6 against Webster, so won that turnover battle, which was part of their comeback. They did a nice job there, but more the endurance and the short roster, I think, was really the story of the game at the end.
I think you're right, Buzz. And again, plenty of good to take away as Greenville will get a chance to get right back out onto the floor next Wednesday night on the road at Spalding. We will not have that game right here on the Panther Sports Network. But that's the next time they get a chance to right this ship. They move to 0-2 in the year for SLIAC play, 1-12 overall. For my partner, Buzz Swanston, I'm Tyler Rosen saying thank you for tuning in to the Panther Sports Network.